Alright YouTube, we're going to do a quick overview of the $300 Crown Vic. Give you all a little bit of a walk around real quick. So I did get this car for 300 bucks. It wasn't really running when I got it, but it didn't need much. It needed an idle air control valve, a battery, and it had a lot of coolant leaks. See, it's not bad. The interior's not terrible. I'm daily driving this thing now. It's cheaper to run than my truck. See, it's a little stained. I mean, the car's 22 years old. And it was an ex-city car and an ex-cop car. Or not cop, I guess detective. It was with the New Orleans Police Department, and it was with the Baton Rouge City Department. See, there's my truck. My brother's truck. But, it has its problems. For one, it's pretty crusty back here because it leaks somewhere. Let me get that bag out of there. I forgot about that. But, so let's go over the things that were wrong with it. For one, if you notice, the paint is green, but it's black on the roof. You can see the roller marks. The whole roof and the hood and everything was all rusty from the sun, I guess. And I hand rolled it with a paint roller just to make it look a little better. I'm going to go over it again, sand it, and then flat black spray paint it. Tires are all old, but they work. The back tires ain't going to last much longer. They're almost down to nothing now. This car does really good burnouts. I'm going to have to get a video of that. This tire is probably in worse shape. This tire is a different size than all the others. I discovered that the other day. All the other three are 225s. This is a 205. Alright, so things that were wrong with it. I've completely rebuilt the top half of the motor on this thing now. And I think I finally have it sorted. So I've got the hood up. The struts still work amazingly. Battery was bad. I got a used battery that seemed good. That seems fixed. You can see the discoloration here. It had some coolant problems. When I first got it, the guy said it had a hole in the radiator, which it did. I got a used radiator from Pull Apart. It had a hole in it right here underneath this valance, under this bottle. Oh, the wind just blew the hood shut on my hand. So it had a hole in the radiator under that bottle, and it was blowing water straight into the alternator, basically. And it had a split over there. You can see the orange from where it was leaking beforehand. It had a split in the side tank. Changed the radiator. Then the radiator hose had a pinhole in it. Didn't know about that till after changed radiator. Changed that. Then I still had a coolant leak. It kept filling the valley up with coolant. I'm like, what's the deal? The manifold was leaking all the way in the back there. And the heater core has been bypassed as well. So the manifold was leaking all the way in the back. And it had a pretty good misfire on one cylinder, sometimes two. So I changed the whole intake manifold, new gaskets, everything. And while I was at the Pull Apart, I got injectors out of a police car. So it has the P71 injectors in it now. I got a new alternator, a new pulley. I'm gonna change the water pump because that's the next thing that it needs. I put all new coils in it. The thing runs like a champion now. When I first got it, the idle air control valve was bad. Back there, it wouldn't idle. You had to keep your foot on the gas. And I got one out of Pull Apart. I mean, there's like 50 of these things there right now. All police cars and cop cars. And if I've finally finished fixing all the coolant leaks, what I have to work on now is suspension stuff. It just got cold, so this hood normally stays up just fine. So if you look, yonder bushings are gone in the front end here. And if you look down here, I can get this thing to move. Let's see. Mr. Sway bar end link here It's just doing the dangly. There we go. There's a sway bar link, just chilling. So this thing clunks pretty good when you're putting brakes on or changing direction. And then the ball joint on that side, when I first got the car, wasn't making any noise, but I may have taken it down the Rally 9000 and it's not happy. But I mean, the car has 187,000 miles and it's a 98, so it's not that bad. But yeah, this is the $300 Crown Vic. There'll be more videos of this to come. I would have done repair videos, but I've just been really short on time lately to actually get this thing drivable. I was like working at night and stuff trying to get it done. But I've been daily driving this thing for the last couple weeks now, and it hasn't disappointed me. The other day, we were hot rodding it a little more than we usually do. And then I went and sat in the parking lot idling for an hour, and it started to overheat pretty good. That's why I think it needs a water pump. You can see the mud on it. Took it down some gravel roads and threw some rocks. I'm planning on putting a sound system in this thing, I think, and maybe an exhaust. If I keep it, because I may have another car I may get instead, because the insurance here in Louisiana is ridiculous. If I could afford it, I'd have 3 cars, but it's just too expensive for insurance. But wait for the speed demon to pass. But I'd like to do, there's nothing wrong with the transmission that's in it, but I've seen a couple videos of people have done 5-speed swaps out of a Mustang. That would be kind of cool, because this thing's already pretty quick. I mean, it's faster than my other truck, I think, but have a 5-speed shifter column would be pretty sweet. Make sure I'm not locking my keys in this thing. I only got 1 key for this bad boy. That's something I still gotta do. Checking. Got it. Alright. Lock my keys in there. There's no chance of getting them back. But yeah, that's the $300 Crown Vic. Hopefully you can hear me over the wind noise. If you like my videos, comment, rate, subscribe. Have an awesome day.